General Hospital Spoilers. Jo's secret revenge rocks Port Charles. Brooklyn's shattering regret over losing her mother and son. Port Charles is no stranger to scandal, but the shocking twists coming up in this week's General Hospital episodes will leave fans reeling. In a storyline brimming with betrayal, heartbreak, and long-buried secrets, Jo's dark plan to avenge a perceived betrayal will tear his family apart. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Quartermain is faced with the devastating consequences of her actions, losing both the woman who raised her and the son she never knew she'd come to love more than life itself. This explosive arc not only shifts the core dynamics of the Quartermain and Cerullo families, but also redefines the meaning of vengeance and regret in the tight-knit community of Port Charles. Giovanni Gio Cerullo arrived in Port Charles with a charming smile, impressive musical talent, and a seemingly close bond with his mother, Lois Cerullo. But looks can be deceiving. Behind Jo's calm exterior lies a storm of unresolved pain and festering resentment. Unbeknownst to everyone, Gio harbors a secret grudge against Lois, one that stems from a traumatic childhood revelation. Years ago, while living with Lois in Bensonhurst, Gio stumbled upon a letter hidden in the back of a drawer. It was never meant for his eyes. In it, Lois admitted to deceiving Gio about his paternity. The man he thought was his father, not Ned Quartermain, but a local man named Marco, wasn't his biological dad either. Lois had kept the truth buried for decades. Jo's real father was a powerful man with deep ties to the music industry, and potentially even the mob. But she had shielded him from that world, fearing it would destroy him. For Gio, that choice felt like theft. Theft of identity, theft of truth, and ultimately theft of choice. Brooklyn has been flying high lately. With her marriage to Chase finally stabilized and her position at Deception more secure than ever, she's been enjoying a period of rare peace. But all of that begins to unravel when she's offered a music industry position in New York, a job that would put her in direct competition with her mother, Lois. Rather than step aside or consider working together, Brooklyn makes a ruthless move. She pitches a high-profile artist, Gio himself, as a solo act to a competing label, effectively undercutting Lois's management deal. Lois, blindsided and heartbroken, tries to confront Brooklyn, but things quickly spiral out of control. Words are exchanged, accusations fly, and Brooke coldly cuts ties, declaring, "I'm not your daughter anymore." For Gio, witnessing the betrayal is the final straw. While everyone around him believes Gio is focused on his rising career, the young man is planning something far darker. In private, he begins reconnecting with his mysterious biological father, recently revealed to be none other than Johnny Zachara. Yes, that Johnny Zachara. Still under heavy surveillance, but pulling strings from the shadows, Johnny sees in Gio the perfect weapon for a quiet return to power. Under Johnny's influence, Gio starts collecting information, digging into Brooklyn's financial records, Lois's business contacts, and even Chase's career. Every secret, every skeleton in the closet becomes ammunition. His plan isn't simple revenge, it's annihilation. First, Gio leaks a demo of an unreleased song written by Brooklyn for Jo's album, one that Lois had planned to debut at a charity event. The leak tanks the event and sends Lois's label into chaos. Rumors swirl that Brooklyn betrayed her mother for fame, and social media turns on her. Next, Gio manipulates Chase into investigating an anonymous tip about unethical bookkeeping at Deception. Though Brooklyn is ultimately cleared of fraud, the damage to her reputation is irreversible. Lucy and Maxie, feeling pressure from investors, ask Brooke to step down, temporarily. It's a humiliation she never saw coming. Then, the final blow. Gio tells Leo, Brooklyn's beloved younger brother, that she had once signed away full custody rights of her own son, an infant she'd secretly delivered during a past mental breakdown and gave up for adoption. This secret had been buried, known only to Lois and Olivia. Leo, feeling betrayed and confused, confronts Brooke publicly. Dante tries to intervene, but the damage is done. Brooklyn is left gutted, accused of being heartless, selfish, and manipulative. It's Sonny Corinthos, oddly enough, who uncovers the truth behind Jo's campaign. After noticing subtle shifts in Joe's demeanor, he begins piecing together the connections. Johnny Zacchara's resurfacing contacts, strange emails sent to Spinelli's database, and the financial trail left by the leaked demo. Sonny confronts Gio in a dimly lit Metro court bar. The conversation is tense, charged with undercurrents of family loyalty and personal demons. "I didn't want to hurt her," Gio finally admits. "I wanted her to understand what it feels like to lose everything. The way I lost my identity. The way she made Lois lose her dignity." Sonny, torn between his protective instincts and his understanding of pain, gives Gio a choice. Come clean to Brook and Lois, or Sonny will. By the time Brook discovers the truth, it's too late. She tries to find Lois, but her mother has already packed up and left for Bensonhurst. In a note left behind, Lois writes, "I raised you the best I could, but maybe I held on too tight. Maybe you needed to make your own mistakes without me in the way. I love you, but I don't know if you still love me." Brook is inconsolable. She goes to Chase, but even he needs time to process the lies and the pain she's caused. Worse still, Brook tracks down her biological son, the child she gave up during a postpartum breakdown following an affair years ago with a touring musician. The boy, now 10, has loving adoptive parents who don't want him uprooted. He recognizes her from a photo. But when she asks if he'd like to see her again, the boy shakes his head. "I already have a mom," he says. Feeling the weight of what he's done, Gio turns to the only person who might understand him, Trina. Their friendship had always skirted the edge of romance, but now it's something deeper. When Gio finally breaks down in front of her, admitting to everything, Trina doesn't judge him. "You need to fix it," she tells him. "Not for them. For you."
And he tries.
Gio organizes a benefit concert in Lois's name, donating the proceeds to struggling single mothers and women suffering from postpartum depression, two causes close to Brook and Lois's hearts. He invites Lois, but she doesn't attend. Instead, Olivia arrives with a video message. Lois, watching from home, is proud of Joe's growth, but she's not ready to return.
Not yet.
Left alone, Brook visits the Quartermaine estate one last time. She walks through the garden, remembering her childhood, her music, her mother's voice yelling encouragement from the sidelines. She picks up a pen and starts to write. The letter is addressed to her mother and her son. In it she writes, "I lost you both. And maybe I deserve to. But I'm going to spend every day trying to be the kind of woman who deserves to be found." As she seals the letter, tears fall silently down her cheeks. She knows she may never get them back, but she also knows she has to try. The dust has not settled in Port Charles. Joe's career is on uncertain footing, Brook is no longer the golden girl of deception, and Lois has vanished from the public eye. But in the wreckage, something new is taking root, a slow, painful, but honest kind of healing. Chase, after weeks of distance, returns home to find Brook asleep at the piano. He sits beside her. No words, just music. Gio, alone in his studio, listens to a voicemail from Lois. "I heard the concert. I cried. I'm proud of you, Gio. I just need more time." Maybe some wounds don't heal overnight, but with time, truth, and love, even the deepest scars can become part of the story, a story that is still being written in the heart of Port Charles.